Welcome back to my channel. By the time you're watching this video, it's a good bit into October. A big part of why I started my booktube channel was to kind of get into different genres that I'm not typically comfortable in reading, like I don't usually read. So what better way to jump into my thriller journey than in October for spooky season? I feel like that's perfect. So today, as you guys can already tell by the title, reading thriller books for a week. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how I should feel. I love scary movies, anything to do with Halloween. So I feel like I would really enjoy this genre. I have no idea why. I never really got into it in the past, but now better late than never. I already have the books picked out, but I'm gonna leave it up to surprise for you guys. But the very first book we're gonna jump into is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is a book that I've seen a lot recently. Everyone's been giving it really good ratings, and even if they didn't love it, they still said it was really enjoyable. So I wanted to pick it up, have it be the very first thriller that I get into. This book is about Emma Carpenter. She ends up going to a secluded house to house sit for someone, but she reads a book that she really just does not like, so she ends up giving it a 1-star. The author sees this 1-star review and drags her into an online argument. Soon after, disturbing incidents start to occur at night. To Emma, this can't just be a coincidence. It was strange enough for this author to bicker with her online about a lousy review. Could he be stalking her too? That's such a scary concept, and I love that. I love that for spooky season, so we're gonna jump into this book first, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Excuse me? That is disgusting. Okay, listen to this. While he waited for the rain to subside, he vaped his favorite e-juice flavor synthetic butter. And he allowed his mind to wander through curls of creamy fumes. Butter? Cheeseburger casserole? Is that a thing? So things are already going down in this book, and I'm currently on page 138. So I'm really curious to see how the story kind of progresses, because it's already like really peaked level in my opinion on stress level. I'm like stressed out for the main character, but I want to know how the story continues for another like 200 pages. That's still a good chunk. So I wonder how this is gonna play out. It's good though. I'm enjoying it. I'm intrigued. Not really scared, but intrigued. I'm listening to a playlist on Spotify specifically for psychological thrillers to get myself scared. Am I gonna regret it? We'll see. Okay, low-key though, I feel like this is not something someone in this situation would do or say. Emma. Come on. I don't think I've done like a complete update on this book just yet. I'm on page 228, chapter 26. I think I have maybe 100 pages left. I'm enjoying this book. It's a little bit weird because I feel like the main character, Emma, she never has a moment where she's like panicking. We start off with the story where she gives this book a 1-star review. The author replies to her, and then weird things start to happen where he's like stalking her. And it is pretty creepy. Like, I would be fucking terrified if I was in that situation. I don't know if it's her mental state or it's just the type of person she is, but it seems like she's taking this so well. And what I mean by that is like she doesn't panic. It seems like she always has a clear head. Maybe that's why it feels less scary, because she seems so calm and collected about it. Of course, she's scared, But she's just so clear-headed. She's able to make decisions and she's able to come up with plans. Like, if I was in this situation, I would be freaking out. I don't know. Maybe that's why she's surviving. And maybe that's why I wouldn't survive. Anyways, that's like my main update. I obviously can't tell you much about it because it's a thriller. Even the slightest detail I give you could spoil something for you guys, and I don't want to do that. I am enjoying it. I don't think it's a 5-star read. Follows her, and then there's like this portion throughout the book where you kind of sort of follow the antagonist, the stalker, but not really. It's so weird to explain, and I don't want to tell you guys what my theory is. It's moving really quickly, and it's really taking a turn where I was not expecting it. I have theories. I've had moments where I was like, oh, I saw that coming, and then twists and veers off to something completely different, and it's just, it gives you whiplash, honestly. Like, so many things happen, but I am enjoying the book. And today, actually, it's storming outside. It is storming. It's so bad that we have a flood warning. I feel like it's the perfect time to, you know, finish this off and see what exactly happens to our main character and our creep. What? I freaking knew it. I guessed that too. I guessed that. I knew it. That's kind of mean. That was a little mean. What is going on? Okay. Was not expecting this. Huh? Huh? Okay, so I finished The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and holy cow. Up till the last 100 pages of this book, it was what I expected in a thriller, you know, like the angst, the mystery, the horrifying antagonist. But like towards the end, there were so many twists and turns that I just could not keep up with anymore, which isn't a bad thing. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't annoyed at it. I was just so like, wow. Everything that you thought was gonna happen happened, but then there was a twist and then there was another twist. I don't even know how to explain it without spoiling anything. Taylor Adams did a really good job with being able to give you like the crumbs and clues of what you needed, and you thought you got the answer, but then turned around and gave you 100 more different things that you did not see coming. It was just so crazy. The whole thing was crazy, and I think I would have given this a 4-star, but with the ending and with the kind of deeper dive into the character development and analysis I kind of did after finishing this book, I think I'm gonna give this book a 4.5 instead, because this isn't just like a thriller mystery to me. There were just so much more to the character Emma. She wasn't just this protagonist main character in a slasher film or a thriller movie, you know, like, you know how those scary movies, you only get this scary plot line and you don't know much more about the character? Well, this one, it kind of started out that way, but you really dove into Emma's life, Emma's psyche, Emma's personality, and everything about her, and it makes everything more understandable on what happened throughout this book, and just her fight and her will to kind of come out on top. And I was not expecting that at all. I was totally going into this thinking that it was just going to be like a horror movie kind of situation. There were so many twists and turns that took me so off guard, and I loved the ending. I absolutely love the ending, and that is why I'm giving this book book a 4.5. But let me go get the second book and we can talk about it. The next book we're going to pick up is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. I'm gonna try to do this new thing where I don't tell you guys what the synopsis of a book is until I've read at least like 50 pages of it, because I feel like sometimes I ramble and I don't know what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna jump right in and I'll let you guys know what this is about once I get in a good few pages, I suppose. This isn't an update, but I wanted to come on and talk about how this one little portion of the book really just shows that all women kind of live through the same life. There are so many subtle ways we women subconsciously protect ourselves throughout the day. Protect ourselves from shadows, from unseen predators, from cautionary tales and urban legends. So subtle, in fact, that we hardly even notice we're doing them. Leave work before dark, clutch our purses to our chest with one hand, hold our keys between our fingers in the other, like a weapon. As we shuffle toward our car, strategically park beneath a streetlight in case we weren't able to leave work before dark, approach our car, glance in the back seat before unlocking the front, grip our phone tight, point our finger just a swipe away from 911, step inside, lock it again, do not idle, drive away quickly. Like, I resonate with that so much, especially the part where you get to your car and you check the back seat before you get in, and then you lock it immediately and just leave. And also the keys between your hands. We're all living the same life. Gotta stay safe out there, unfortunately. Okay, I'm about to head out for the day, but I wanted to do a really quick update because I read a good bit and I have not talked to you guys one-on-one. You know what I mean. I'm on page 171, chapter 22, and there's 350 pages, so I'm almost halfway through the book. I'm enjoying it. I don't feel like it's a thriller though. It feels more like a mystery instead of just like a thriller, because I feel like with thrillers you should be kind of on edge and feeling a little anxious for the characters, but I don't feel that way because it just feels like she's trying to figure out what's going on and why these girls are going missing. It's making her feel deja vu and she doesn't know why, so she's trying to figure that out, but it doesn't feel like she's in any type of danger. But I am enjoying it. I'm really liking the like mystery aspect of it. I want to know what's going on. And I really like Stacey Willingham's writing. I like how she intertwines the past with the present flawlessly. Every time we skip to the past and get a little more of that story, it fits right into what's happening in the present time. A lot of authors, a lot of the time, tell rather than show, and I hate that whenever an author just tells you something happens or tells you what happened in the past rather than showing you how people reacted or how it all went down in the past. But Stacey does that. She shows you immediately. You like time skip or time reverse, whatever the saying is. You go back to the past and you see it in first person rather than the main character just saying like, oh, well, this happened 20 years ago and blah, 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 blah. No, we go back 20 years ago and see it all play out. And I really like that because it feels more personal and it feels less of a she said, he said kind of situation and more obviously us knowing the situation at hand. I hope that it gets creepier because that's the whole point of reading a thriller, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I have weird expectations, but I hope it gets more spooky. That's all I really have. The more we learn, the more creeped out I'm getting because it just seems kind of suspicious, but maybe I should listen to my gut. Alright guys, I finished A Flicker. I don't know why I always struggle saying this title without looking at it. So A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. I know I didn't give you guys too many updates while I was reading this book because I don't know, there was just so many different little things that I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't without spoiling anything. So where do I even begin with this? I think this book was enjoyable. I liked reading it. I liked the plot and the premise of it a lot, but I think it was just kind of executed in a really rushed and predictable way. So a lot of the plot twists in this book I've guessed, and even the ones that I didn't really guess, I wasn't surprised, you know? You follow this girl, her name is Chloe Davis, and her father is a serial killer. So at age 12, her dad was convicted, arrested, tried, everything under the umbrella of being a serial killer of 6 girls in their small town in Louisiana. So we have that, and then 20 years later she is now a psychologist and trying to just live a normal life after all of the tragedy in her childhood and trying to overcome her PTSD, her trust issues, and just a lot of different traumas. And then suddenly teenage girls start going missing again, and it's really similar to what was going on when her dad was active. She's trying to figure out what's going on because obviously her dad's behind bars. I still overall enjoy the book. There were some parts that I really didn't like about Chloe, the main character, but then there were also some parts that like I can kind of understand where she's coming from. Didn't feel that thrill that you should when you're reading a thriller. It didn't feel like she was in any type of danger or like anything stressful, you know? I still think it was a good book and I would recommend it. I ended up giving this book a 3.25 rating. It is not a bad book. I just don't think it was that jaw-dropping of a read. That being said, we're gonna jump into the third book for this video, and that's gonna be The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This one, I don't really know too much on what it's about. I'm gonna go into this kind of blind. I just know like a brief explanation on what it is. Once we get a good part in, I'll let you guys know what the book is about, and we're gonna read it and we'll see how it goes. I really hope it's more thriller than mystery. Okay, I am on page 59, chapter 11 in The Housemaid, and I wanted to do a little quick update on what this book is about. So we have Millie. We find out that she has like a really complicated past that is making it difficult for her to kind of live her life. So she applies for this job as a housemaid, a live-in kind of help. She thinks it's a dream job because obviously these people are really rich. She would be living in a mansion and everything would be provided for her. All she has to do is clean up, take care of their daughter if they need it, and make meals. Spoiler, she gets the job. It's not really a spoiler, obviously she gets the job because that's the whole point of the book. Once she starts her position, things start getting really weird. So her employer, Nina, and Andrew, they are like a normal couple, but then they're weird. Like guys, I'm not gonna say exactly why they're weird, but one is more weird than the other so far, and it doesn't creep me out more than it just kind of makes me laugh. I don't know. She's just like, it's just so, I just was not expecting it. I guess that's why, and it just makes me chuckle a little bit because it's so extreme. But the scariest part that we already know from the back of the book is that her room, Millie's room in the attic, it locks from the outside. It really creeps her out, and obviously I would insist that I take like a guest room or something. I don't know, because having a door that locks on the outside and then also having a window that doesn't open, that's a little suspicious, and it kind of creeps me out. This kind of reminds me of a movie that I watched years ago, like the psychological thriller. I can't tell you what it's about because it'll obviously give away the book, but yeah, sounds about right. Alright guys, update time. Ignore the blanket. I'm just kind of cold. I'm on page 179, chapter 35. I'm over halfway through this book, and I don't know. Tell me if you guys read thriller books pretty often. Let me know if this is just how thriller books are, or it's just the books I've chosen. But other than The Last Word, so A Flicker in the Dark, and also The Housemaid, they don't give off thriller to me. I don't know. They just seem kind of mysterious, and that's about it. I will say that this is probably a little more creepy than A Flicker in the Dark. Our main character is firsthand experiencing this one person that is really creepy and like a little strange. Maybe because it's a book, I thought about it. If this book was a movie and I thought about the scenes in this book, it would be kind of like a thriller. I would be creeped out. I would be a little sussed out and just on edge. But I think reading the book kind of takes away that like sussed out feeling. It doesn't feel that creepy when something should be creepy, but I'm just reading it like, oh, okay, that happened. Because there are scenes in here, if I were to see this person doing this thing on a screen or in person, I'd be like, okay, but reading it, I'm like, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and try to finish this before I talk to you guys again. Also, I don't trust this one character. I don't trust them. And not the main character, not the main antagonist or slash villain, but this one other character, I don't trust them. I do not trust them. They seem all nice. Something's gonna happen. No! Yo, I am sick and tired of this. What did she do? What did Millie do? What do you mean? I keep looking back here and it says the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. What did you do, Millie? I have like 50 pages left. You know what's really irritating? This isn't even a standalone. There's another book after this. If it's a cliffhanger, I'm gonna be so mad. I need to know what she did. Need to know. This book is not funny. It is not meant to be funny. But for some reason, I can't take it seriously. I know if this was made into like a movie, I would be really creeped out and like, ugh, like reading it, it's just kind of goofy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of stupid. That is wild. Page 322. Page 322. If you want to know, that's wild. She's just gonna agree to that. Girl boss. We support women's right and women's wrong. Hey guys, I finished The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and I don't know, I'm kind of stuck between a 4-star and a 4.25 star. Like, I really enjoyed this book. I know those two ratings are so like close to each other, but in my head it makes sense. I don't know which one, but I'll figure it out before obviously this month is over and for the reading wrap up. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It didn't make me feel like the thriller mood until maybe the last 100 pages of the book. Throughout the entire thing, I really liked the mystery aspect. I like the like creepy vibe that they were going for, but like I said earlier, if this was a movie, I would have definitely felt that creepy vibe, but since it was a book, I was just like, whatever. I saw part of the twist coming. I didn't see all of the twists, but I did not see the ending coming. I knew there was gonna be a cliffhanger to hint at the next book. Deep down, I already knew that, but I was not expecting the type of cliffhanger that we got in this, so I was very pleasantly surprised, and I'm really excited to kind of jump into the second one. I don't know when I'll do that, but I am looking forward to that. If you're looking for something to just be in a mood for spooky season and don't want to be super uncomfortable, this is definitely a good choice. There are a little bit of topics that could be a little upsetting to some people, so look up trigger warnings, but be warned, if you look up trigger warnings, there might be a little bit of spoilers. So I'm just gonna leave it that it was really fun and enjoyable to read. It was really easy to get through, and I don't think I had a moment in time that I was really bored. I was interested in learning more about these characters as the story went along, but I think there were moments that I felt it took a little too long to get to the point where the twist happens, and I understand that there needed to be a build up, you know, to really like shock you when that twist happens, but I was just like, we were just watching the day-to-day life of a nanny, and it was, I don't know, it was okay. Those are my overall thoughts on this book. Let me know what you guys thought about any of these books in the comments. But let's do a recap. I read The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I gave that one a 4.5, I think. I don't really remember, but I think that one was my favorite out of the 3 we read. I read A Flicker in the Dark, which I gave a 3.25. Again, do not remember, but that one was fun to read. I got annoyed at some points, especially with the main character, but overall it was an enjoyable read. And then this one, obviously we just talked about it, so not what I expected from the thriller genre, maybe because all of these weren't super intense. The Last Word did get a little bit intense, but obviously I have nothing to gauge it on because I don't read this genre, so I don't know how intense The Last Word actually is for people that are seasoned veterans of this genre. But overall, I think all 3 of these books were kind of easy to read, nothing too horrific that would make you want to put down a book, and they were good choices for me to jump into the genre and get into the mood of Halloween, so super excited for that. With that being said, that's the end of today's video. Keep an eye out for next week's video. Hopefully it's next week. I planned it to be next week. From when you're watching this, I'm gonna be posting a Reading YA Mystery for a Week vlog, and I'm really excited for that one because I already have the books picked out and they're pretty popular books, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that is the end for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!